Hey folks, Mark Johnson, Texas. I was going to do the Galaxy S4 versus the Galaxy S4 Active. Both very, very nice phones. Definitely, they're right around the same price point. Starting right off, hardware and design, very, very similar as you can see. What you can't probably pick it up on camera so much is that the S4, the original one that I'm holding, does have an AMOLED display versus the LCD display on this one. They're both at 1080p. They both look great. Depending on who you are, you may feel LCD looks better versus, the AMOLED display. But nonetheless, they're both very nice. Actually, what I'm gonna try to do is go ahead and set these both to the same wallpaper, so you can kind of get an idea. I'm gonna set the wallpaper. So as you can see, like when you're looking at the, the active. See if I can add another. Looking at the active, you can see it's a little bit more washed out. I would say, the colors don't pop as much, but it looks very good. I mean, both screens look great. It is a little bit thicker than the original S4, and it is certainly heavier, not by that much. And then you also see at the bottom the buttons. You have hard buttons on the S4 for the menu, home, and back versus their capacitive on the S4. So it does have a physical home button, but it doesn't. It's a little bit more recessed when you press it in. So definitely keep that in mind. Both are listed at $199, although I've seen both. I've seen the S4 cheaper. I've seen this, I think, as low as $149. Haven't seen too many sales on the Active, but you may find it for around that price as well. Literally, the biggest difference for me from when I use these, outside of the fact that you can drop the Active in water and all that good stuff, performance, operating system, everything there is literally the same. I mean, there is some more software on the S4, but what I will say is that when you go into the camera on the regular S4, you get a lot more options. Mainly, you can do the two cameras at once. You can do, it's 13 megapixels. So like if I go in here and I want to set the photo size, you're going to see the differences that I can choose between the two. So I can go up to 4.3 shot here at 8 megapixels versus a 13 megapixel shot on the S4, the original. So definitely keep those in mind. I mean, there's some other things, auto night detection. There's just some more software perks and features. Video stabilization is in the S4. It doesn't look like it's in the Active. And all that good stuff is just a little bit more there. That's mainly the biggest difference between the two. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, another thing, looking at the both, doing a, let's do a benchmark real quick. I'm sure they'll both come out about the same, but let's just do it anyhow. Quadrant standard. So I just ran one on the S4 Active. Got a 12,359. So that's definitely a good score. So I'll run it on the regular S4 now. And ever so slightly, you get a 12,495 on the S4. So edges out very slight. But you know what? To be honest with you, these things are literally the same device outside of, the size, weight. You can drop this one in water, this one you can't. But I will say this, I probably may have I'll give the edge just slightly to the Active, because when I got the original S4 and I did some testing on it, when I had the 16 gig model, it only had about 8 gigs of storage, which is about half of the advertised 16 gig. When I got this 16 gig model, the Active, this one has about a little over 10, I think it's 10.24 gigs, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit more depending on how many little apps I installed. But nonetheless, that 2 gigs makes a big difference. When you're 10 and 8, that's 20% there. So that's a big difference in between the two in additional storage. So I would definitely, I like the Active. I like what it does. But if you really prefer a thinner design and you don't want something that weighs as heavy, I can understand why you would go with the original S4, which is a great device, you know, by all means. And especially if you're really into, you know, taking pictures with your smartphone and that kind of thing, it's like, it's really a no-brainer with all the crazy little, you know, extra dual cameras and things you could do with the regular S4. So that pretty much wraps it up, sums it up. I mean, both phones are nice phones. If you like Samsung, you like both. But like I said, camera, go with the S4. If you want everyday use, I would say with a camera, it's probably going to... I take a hard look at the Galaxy S4 Active just for the simple fact that what it gives you overall, outside of the camera, is the main, you know, thing that's different. But the build quality is better. In some respects, you can say the screen's better with the LCD. I take a hard look at the Galaxy S4 Active. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to check out the site, tech-snobs.com. Take care.